Welcome to JK Games, the game podcast where we bring you the gaming news we care about.
And maybe some that we don't.
Whether you play on easy mode
or you like a good challenge.
This is a show where we'll try to level up your gaming knowledge. Jerica says hello to Elise as well. Hello.
Pew, pew. Pew, pew. Welcome, everyone.
I threw that
so glad to have
ball so hard at your face, Kayla, and I'm so sorry.
Hey, I'm rolling with the punches. That's what I do here. That's what we're all about. So don't worry. If you're listening to the audio of this episode, we did do a special reveal and trailer reaction to Clickerbait, or for Clickerbait, rather, to the new The Last of Us Season 2 trailer. Our live chat, which you should go follow us, JK Games Podcast, got to see it first. And you'll get to see it later on. If it's probably already up when you are listening, if you're listening after the fact of our live show. So I'm Kayla. I'm one of your hosts.
And I'm Jerica, your other host. And we're here today to talk to you about video games. Oh my God. What?
Who would have thought? Us? Games? Not here. Not now. But yet we are here, and we're here to specifically talk about co-op games in lieu of Split Fiction coming out literally just a couple of days ago. Jerica and I both got hands-on experience to give you our first impressions, spoiler-free, of course. And we welcome Dan Goodshow to the chat. We welcome Campo63 to the chat. High Score Weekly's already been up in here. Jake Twitchin. We had a full house this lovely Monday evening. But yeah, so if you're new, welcome. We're going to start with our loadout. Jerica, you ready to load up?
Yes.
Doo-doo. Doo-doo. We're loaded up. We're loaded out. And we're going to talk about housekeeping really quick before we dive into our full episode, where we go in 3 different modes, where we have our easy mode, where we talk about what we've been playing or we've been watching, various different things that we are doing as to co-host. Then we have our normal mode, where we talk about our news. We have a couple of articles hot off the press to talk to you about, one of them pertaining to The Last of Us. But if you're not a fan and you want to hear about other things, we have a couple of gaming things to discuss too, including little tease, Jerica is going to be talking about Death Stranding 2 on the beach and her initial thoughts on the trailer. And then we're also going to be talking about co-op games, which is our main topic, which is our expert mode, where we dive into the latest and the greatest and whatever we choose to talk about for the week. If you don't know, we do have a new podcast network with our friends. It's called Drop In, Drop Out. If you haven't followed us there, you definitely should on all socials. And just if you go to our website, dropindropoutpod.com, you can find links to all of our things, including our Discord, where you can give commentary and answer questions about the show and be an active participant in all of our different endeavors. There's lots of us there. There's lots of things to see. We just started posting a schedule for the week, so you can literally get gaming content every day of the week for free. So that's always fun. Patrick was here earlier. If you're here live in chat, you saw him. He's going to be a part of Clickerbait, which, if you're unfamiliar with Clickerbait, we have a TV show commentary podcast, which is all about The Last of Us, that we will be starting officially on March 24th for season 2, where we're going to be reacting to every episode when it comes out the next day. It will be a short hiatus for JK Games. So we will be taking a brief pause there, and we will be going forward with Clearbait. Same time, same place. If you're here now, it'll be the same situation for The Last of Us. If you aren't up to date on the show, you can definitely go and listen to our previous season, where we go through all of season 1 and react to those episodes, kind of compare and contrast. We have a couple episodes planned leading up to, so even though the actual season doesn't start until April 13th, we have content planned for March 24th as far as like our predictions, introducing Patrick, talking about his relationship to the show and the game. So that is something that you can come to expect going forward. And then, so on Saturday, actually, fun, hot off the press, Jerica and I will be streaming my very first playthrough of Mass Effect One of Jerica's near and dear series to her heart that she's been trying to convince me to play. She's been trying to convince me to play for forever, and we're gonna stream it. We are going to be on the Drop In Drop Out channel, so definitely go follow us for that in order to get those. Where's Jerica going? I'm scared. I've never played it. Oh, there she.
I can't hear. I feel like I did this last time. Because I can't put my headphones in. But I don't know if you announced that you're going to have a special guest helping you. I'll come back in just a second and talk about the special guest in just a second. Do you know anything about the special guest? And it's not Commander Shepard.
I don't know what her name is, but she's going to be there, and Jerica's going to get ready. She's got a full plan for this presentation. And I can't wait for you guys to see it. We always know she's fully committed to the bit, but even more now than ever is she committed to the bit. Can you hear us, Jerica?
I was going to say, unfortunately, I wasn't going to do another costume change. I wish I had time. My hair's doing crazy things. So, oh yeah, you're going to have some help playing Mass Effect. We had to reach out. We had to do some research, Kayla.
Yes.
It took us a while to find the right person to help you play through Mass Effect, because I don't know if you know this, in Mass Effect, you meet a lot of aliens. You meet humans too, but you meet a lot of life outside of our universe. Okay?
Yeah.
And we needed somebody that has experience with, cosmic beings. So we found a woman. We went to Craigslist and found a post where someone was basically like, hey, looking to help someone play through Mass Effect because I've had relationships with aliens. And I thought, let me just reach out, see how much this service is going to cost. And guess what? It's free. This person just wants to help you navigate saving the universe from Reapers, and also forming relationships with, maybe some of your crewmates.
I am so excited for this person to join our show. And Jerica, I know you have been so ready just to see who I'm going to romance in this game. So if you want a live reaction, definitely this is going to be a multi-part series, obviously. But we're going to begin it on Saturday, probably around 8 Central. So definitely go ahead and follow the Drop In Drop Out channel so that you can be notified when we do that.
You don't want to miss it. You don't. It's going to be wild. I hope whoever this specialist is, I hope they don't need to be like kicked out of the house. We might need to call the police. So just make sure, Kayla, that Hunter's around on, standby in case we need to call for help.
Speaking of Hunter, he did submit a dad joke if you would like to hear it.
Shut up.
He did actually, he heard our segment earlier and texted me a dad joke. We were trying to figure out in the intermission some stalling that I could do for you guys.
Okay.
I used to be addicted to soap, but don't worry, I'm clean now.
So dumb.
Hi, your first time chatter, Ryan Selby. Welcome.
Good time to join. They're like, wow, this is worth a chatting session. This joke, I have to say hello.
Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate you. But yeah, so last thing for housekeeping, and then we'll move on to our easy mode. Last week we did have our lovely High Score Weekly, who is welcomed in the chat already, and as always, who discussed live service gaming and Jerica and his history with live service gaming, our listeners' history, and then also the future of what does that look like, the current status. Definitely was a good episode, so you should go check that backlog out if you haven't.
He didn't make the spreadsheet, but he did find a great spreadsheet that sort of broke down like some performance metrics of certain games. Yeah. It was interesting, like sales and stuff like that. It was a good episode.
Yeah, you should definitely go watch it. And then let's go ahead and talk about, I know we're reserving some of this for our main topic, but I would love to know, Jerica, for our easy mode, what have you been playing this past week? Tell the folks what you've been playing.
I'm going to save Split Fiction talk for expert mode, just because I have a lot to say. and it sort of blends into like our main topic. So I'm going to hold off on that. But of course, I've been playing Split Fiction. Me and my girlfriend started playing that on Saturday, and I can't wait to talk about more later in the show.
Yeah.
Besides that, I had a little bit of a stressful week, so I wanted to not be stressed and play something that really brings me a lot of joy. And before y'all say it, it's not Destiny. Destiny doesn't bring me joy. I mean, my friends that I play with bring me joy, but Destiny, the game, does not bring me joy. It makes me hate life.
Yeah.
It's a love-hate relationship. I've said this before. So it's not Destiny. But you know what? Also, what brings me joy the most is Astrobot. I went back to playing Astrobot. Your husband, actually, Hunter, the dad joke extraordinaire, was the one that told me once again, oh my God, had no idea Astrobot was this good. I think he's even beaten it. I think he said he'd beaten it.
He has. He's
finished. And oh my God, I'm so mad about that. Why haven't I done that? I'm a horrible gamer. And but there is a part of me that just doesn't want to play it because I don't want it to be over because it is that good. So I hop back in there and I've started or I have found the levels or the little bonus levels, like are the PlayStation symbols. I found the triangles and they're like little extra bonus, like quick little sprints, and they are so challenging. But oh, so much fun. I probably died at least 20 or 30 resets before I finally got this one. But what's funny is that the first run of this map that I had, or level, I wish I knew what those were called. Like those bonus, this sacred symbol, like levels. I'm in the triangle.
I don't know, because I actually haven't played it. I'm
okay,
gamer.
never mind. Well, maybe someone in the chat can help me here. They're just like little challenging quick levels. And the first time I did that level, though, I got to the very end, like the second try. But then after that, I couldn't even get near that moment. Like for some reason, I just kept hitting the like a little electric guys on the railing. Mm-hmm. The game is really good, but it is hard if you like can't sense like depth perception. If it's off, it's gonna be a little bit hard. So like I kept hitting stuff until I like actually angled my camera to be more towards like top down on Astro, so I could sort of like see what's going on. Then I was able to do it. But I was like, oh my God, what is happening to my eyes? I'm not this old. My eyes aren't that bad. But like, why can I not see where this thing is? I'm not saying eyes are bad if you can't see it. It's just, depth. I can't tell how far away something is. So
I get that. I also, this type of game can get me sometimes too.
Yeah, platformers are always a little challenging. Even when I played like Mario Odyssey, like it's so much fun, but sometimes I'm just like, oh, I don't know how far I need to jump, Yeah. And like either over jump or not enough jump. But
yeah, Astrobot, you having a good time?
Astrobot is an amazing game. I love it so much. It's so good. That's awesome. It's so amazing.
I love that that's your comfort game right now. That's great.
It's so good. What about you? I know you play Split Fiction too.
I did. And also Ryan Selby in the chat said, I'm still slowly beating Dredge's last DLC because I don't want it to be over. I know you like Dredge, right, Jerica?
Oh, I loved it. Just never beat it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's on my backlog of doom.
Oh yeah, you definitely should check that episode out if you haven't already. We do discuss all of those things, but I have been playing Split Fiction. Me and my husband Hunter are just barely into it, but I will give my spoiler-free first impressions later on in the show. And Colbines also said, can't wait to play Split Fiction. Well, don't worry. We will be doing high-level, like, spoiler-free discussion.
No story spoilers. Just, like, talking about why the game's fun.
Yeah, and we'll get into that later in the main topic where we're just talking about co-op in general. Oh my gosh, High Score Weekly said, I'm disappointed you two aren't dressed as up for Mario Day. We missed
I know. And what's sad, my mom actually texted me first thing this morning saying, Happy Mario Day. And I was like, I'm proud of you, Mom. Damn, you beat me to it. We've never told each other happy Mario Day, and she just did it today.
Oh man, that's
forgot.
Tough. Shout out to Debbie.
Debbie, man.
Recognizing.
She knows.
She's on the street. She's recognizing.
She knows. Mario's
Ryan
on the street.
did say, I'm going to try to get my husband to play Split Fiction, but he doesn't play many video games. We will. And yes, High School Weekly said that was very sweet. It was very sweet of Debbie to say that.
Yeah.
We'll be talking co-op games more later. So maybe we can get you to get like an entry level co-op game. Because I do feel like Split Fiction might be a little bit more for the gamer.
It's
but
a little
we'll
bit, it's we'll get into it. It was a surprise.
Yeah. As far as what else I've been playing, can I say that I have been playing 2 Point Museum?
Oh yeah, that came out. You even streamed it. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
I did play, and I did actually stream alongside our friend Spotlight Games on their channel, actually. Which is another reason why you should be following everyone underneath our umbrella, because you never know where we might turn up.
You'll miss something. You'll miss something for sure.
You will. And so we did play that together. But I have played a lot on my own time. And it is so addicting, Jerica. Like, I know that you picked up, which one did you pick up? I forget.
Say that one more time. I'm so
2 Point
sorry.
Game. Didn't you start a 2 Point game?
Yes, I played Campus. I started Campus. Yeah.
Jerica, let me tell you that Museum, this is the best one they've made. 2 Point Studios makes a couple different games similar. They do 2 Point Hospital, which came out first in like 2018, and then they did 2 Point Campus, which came out in like 2022. And then this one, 2 Point Museum, is their most intricate while also being the most like endearing, as far as like the gameplay is so much fun, and it is simple enough to understand for like, I would feel like an entry level strategy like sim gamer, but there is enough to it to where I feel like it's very, very cool to just like see what's next. And the loop is like one more thing. Oh, let me do this one more thing before I get off. Yeah. And the way that you can set up your environments, it's very open, but also like I struggle a little bit sometimes. Like, hey, certified, like my favorite type of game is like a strategy sim game. So like I feel like I'm pretty advanced in like how to play them, but sometimes I like to have a little bit of a guideline to feel like I'm accomplishing something, like I'm meeting objectives, or like that it's not just free for all. And this game does that really well. You start out with your museum, and you're doing like more of like a prehistoric, like fossil type museum, but you unlock as you go, like different options. And if you know anything about me, I love all things like spooky and ghost related. And there's a museum where it's like a supernatural museum. So you get to do like more like haunted type things, which is really fun. It's not scary if you're listening and you don't like scary games. Ryan Selvey did say that he found us because of Drop In Drop Out, specifically Patrick. So shout out there. Another reason why you should follow other content. And he did also say that it is like old tycoon games, right? And I would say like, yes, in a way. But you build your own.
Definitely like while like making like your, I guess the people in your world like happy, right?
Yeah.
I feel like in that kind of way.
Yeah, you do have like I think that does track with some of the tycoon aspects, where it's like you do have a general customer base, like you're serving like a group of people. So like in the hospital games, it is like the patients. In Campus, it's like the students, and in this game, it's like the I don't know, like the customers, I guess. And then Ryan also asked, did you play it on handheld, or do you need to have a mouse? So that's a great question. You can play this anywhere. You can play on any console. I like playing this type of game on PC because I like the specificness of having a mouse and keyboard, because you can get very like zoomed in and like granular with your movements. But also, I know plenty of people that play on console and have a great time as well. I think this would be a great Switch game. But I think Patrick, actually, friend of the show, Spotlight, he did say that he plays it on Steam Deck, I think.
Oh, cool.
I can see that being something that's fun. But yeah, so that's my kind of like first impressions of 2 Point Camp or 2 Point Museum that came out this month, and I am having an amazing time. It also rated really well on different like critics. I think I forget the score, but I think it was like pretty high up
points.
There. It got me some points. I'm very happy to say.
In our fantasy league, it did. Look at Kayla. It did.
In our
coming out of the start of the year, just so strong. Because did you get Lost Records as well?
I sure did. I got Lost Records and I got Split Fiction, which
Jesus.
we did really well. But I have to redeem myself for last year. I
Ooh.
scored so poorly, but that's what all I've been really playing lately. Yeah, and then I'll save my thoughts. Oh, Ryan said, tell me about this fantasy league. Quick picture about what fantasy league is. Basically, it is like fantasy football, but for games. It's called fantasycritic.com. And we have a league with our drop in, drop out friends on basically you can bid on a certain game and get it added to your list or your publisher. And you get positive points for if it scores over 70. Is that right, Jerica?
That sounds about right. It's
Yeah,
close enough.
let's say if it scores an 80, you get 10 points. So you get like positive points for it being over a certain amount. Or if you score under 70, you get negative points. And so at the end of the day, you kind of compare all of our points and see how everyone did. But yeah, so that's my thoughts so far on 2 Point Museum. And let's go ahead and jump into some of our news for the week. Jerica has some articles pulled for us for our normal mode.
We
Take
do.
it away,
And I also want to pull up some B-roll, but I just can't multitask. And I was trying to, but I was like, you know what? That's why at one point I was like, ask me that again. Because I was like,
it's okay.
I was trying to get this really cool video to queued up for something. Hold on.
No, that's all right.
Stall again, Kayla.
Oh, Hunter, if you're listening, I need another dad joke, please. Supply. Thanks for hanging out, Dan. Good show. We'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping in. We do recognize us on the Central Time Zone. We do stream a little bit later, so anybody hanging still much appreciate. Hey, the VOD viewers deserve to be recognized as well. If you want to see live gameplay, again, you can go to Spotlight Games. On all platforms. I think the Twitch video should still be available. Hunter has an infinite supply. You're right. Let's see if he gave. He did not yet. 10:30 East. It is not High Score Weekly. That is not early for most people. You have to recognize that you are the anomaly here.
Is he getting mad about that again?
He said 10:30 EST is still early. No.
God.
It's not for most people.
High Score Weekly. Where would you say I'm not gonna watch this ever again? What's the earliest time where you would be like, I'm never watching them again? I know you probably would never do that. You probably would still commit because you're just a good friend. But like, I want to hear how early is too early for a podcast.
Late from lunch, a sleeper cell agent listening in chat.
Oh snap!
What color is the wind?
The wind?
Yeah, I guess this is his dad joke. High School Weekly said 6 p.m. CST would be too early.
Okay.
Got it. Good to know.
Good.
Jerica, did you get your B-roll?
I'm working on it. I'm almost there.
Okay. That's all right.
Normally I
the
do
end
these
of Late from
things
Lunch's joke.
before. I just unfortunately was ready to react to The Last of Us and I did not do any of my other work. Okay, I'm ready now. What?
Late from Lunch said it's blue, but BLEW.
Oh, what is it? The
color of the wind.
The color. I said the smell. The color of the wind. It's blue. It's blue.
That was great. Thank you for coming out of hiding to tell us that. That was really amazing.
All right, I will be ready with the second news story because I have to have the Death Stranding 2 trailer play while I'm talking about it. Okay.
Amazing.
It's a lot to digest. Like what's to be expected of a Kojima game though?
Hey, don't hate me, but while you're going through this first news article, I have to go. No, I have to go tinkle. I gotta pull a Jerica.
Oh, please go, because I'm about
to. I'll be right back.
But I do have a question for you. But it's easy. You'll be able to answer it when you come back.
Okay.
About the thing that I'm reading.
Do you want me to?
No.
Yeah, I'll answer it after. I saw your message. I'll BRB.
Did you see it?
I did.
Okay, cool. Okay, good. Yes. All right. I'm actually pulling up. Had this article this story is from last week, but I wanted to talk about it because we are finally in this room, and I know this isn't a clickbait episode, but I had to talk about the game part of this news because Neil Druckmann was in an interview last week with Variety answering questions about the show. Then he had to say something along the lines of, I hope you love The Last of Us. So what if this is the end, basically? That's not what he said, but it is similar. The article I'm pulling up, if y'all want to go take a look at it, it's Variety for making of The Last of Us Season 2, casting Abby, video game changes, and why creators are at peace with telling a different version of the story. So I pulled verbatims just so I can read like what exactly Neil said. So of course, Adam Very, who was interviewing Neil, asked, "Then there's the long whispered possibility of The Last of Us Part 3 after they had talked about the show. I was waiting for this question," Drutman says, sighing. "When I bring up the prospect of a third game, I guess the only thing I would say is don't bet on there being more of The Last of Us. This could be it." I basically had it right, didn't I? So whatever the long-term prospects are for the show, definitely see that going on. I think they confirmed for at least 3 seasons. I think at least 2 to 3 more seasons just for the second game. I'm really interested to know when Kayla gets back here in a little bit.
I'm arrived.
Oh my God, that couldn't have been more perfect because I'm not looking at the screen, so I can't see you.
I was listening.
That was wild. Oh, good timing. We talked about this article like in real life, and not even in real life, in another chat somewhere else. This came out last week, which a great article if you want to learn like more about creating the show, how long Craig and Neil had been friends and like working on The Last of Us together. And honestly, like even got me thinking, how would I really feel if there was never going to be a third Last of Us game? But I want to know from you, Kayla, would you be fine if we didn't get another Last of Us game? Would you be okay? Or let me rephrase that. If we didn't get a part 3 of The Last of Us.
That's a good rephrase, because without giving spoilers for the part 2 game, I do think that I would be upset. Not upset like in a negative way, but I would be sad because I do think that the way that part 2 ends, there's some things left to be desired where I don't think it would be a natural break to have it in there, if that makes sense. And I do think that I obviously would like to know a lot more about the story and where it was left off. And I think that they left it in such a way that definitely alludes to the fact that they have more story to tell. And I hope that we do eventually get another game. I think it could be in the future. Obviously, like this does not lend well to us fans, this article and like really just the state of gaming in general right now. I would be fine. I don't know if you said this already, or if I just read this in your notes, but I would actually be okay if they decide to tell the story in show format instead of in game format because of how well the production has been so far. I would be okay with us continuing. A little bit of commentary going back on the chat. Ryan Selvey said, "Oh, really? You got to do a spoiler chat at some point. Want to hear what you want to know more about." We did do a lot of spoiler casting and discussion on Clickerbait, which is our other podcast. If you wanted to go back and see, we did a full spoiler review of The Last of Us Part 2, the game. I think that was on Clickerbait, and we talked about like how we would like to see that.
I can't remember if I'm sure we talk about spoilers part 2 so much in Clickerbait and even on our podcast. Like if you search like The Last of Us and look through our shows, you will find some good content. But yeah, I'm excited to like revisit a lot of this conversation with Patrick and you, just since we've had a lot more time to sit on the game. We've also had a lot more time, or we've also had another game announced by Naughty Dog that they're working on. And there was actually an article or an interview that happened this morning with Neil talking about a little bit of the story where they're going with Intergalactic. The Heretic Prophet. It's so long.
You got it.
It's so cool.
You got it.
I got it that time. And so like with knowing what their next project is on and like getting hyped for it and like being really, it's the story and the way the game, the environment, being in space gets me really excited. And I'm glad that Naughty Dog's going to be able to work on something new. I'm a little bit more comfortable was saying like, hey, I want more of. I also am greedy, and I want to say I want to know where Ellie ends up. Like, I do also feel like there's more to be desired. And not to say every story needs a happy ending,
right?
It just sucks because like I feel like Ellie deserves some kind of. I want to see some kind of happiness for her, and it doesn't even have to be the most glorious happiness. I just want to see where she's moved on, and like I want to see what happens next. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I want to see what happens next. If I never get it, cool. I will be disappointed, but if it only comes out in say the form of an HBO show, I could live with that. I could live with not having another game. Long as I if I'm getting in the show form, I could be okay. Because I just know, you pointed out, like, game development is just wild right now. It's getting even more wild. Yeah. It's getting even worse at times, and games are just taking way too long to make. And I'm excited for Naughty Dog to do, like, something that's different and something they're excited about.
Yeah.
Not a lot of studios get to do that. So we should be thankful that we're getting more incredible Naughty Dog games. But, yeah.
Yeah. Two things really quick before we move on, because, again, we will dive into more details on Clickerbait. But one, welcome, first time chatter, Big Freakin'. Big Freakin'.
Big Freakin'.
Welcome from the Dido crew. We know him from there. Said, I love part 2's gameplay so much. Would really like a continuation from Naughty Dog. One other thing that I want to hear your take on before we move on to the next news piece, Jerica. Ryan Sylvie said, queer stories are always so traumatic. One, do you think that's true? And two,
yes.
How do you feel about that?
I wasn't going to get into it because I know I start rambling, but that's part of, I wanted to say that earlier, but I didn't want to say it. But also, like, it sucks when we finally, like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to say, like, the main character of this game is a lesbian. I mean, she could be bi. We don't really know, like, all about Ellie. I'm not trying to, put her in a category here. But yes, queer characters, like, in a lot of the shows I've enjoyed and things I've consumed over the years, it's never a happy ending. So, like, and not saying that, like, Neil can't tell the best story ever with The Last of Us, like, because it is a phenomenal story, it can end where it's at. It just sucks because I'm just personally, like, connected to Ellie in some ways like that, and I just wanted to see where this could go in a different environment for her. And as part of that is just, like, disappointed because I'm like, dang, another lesbian can't find happiness. Yeah, maybe that's just how we're all destined. All the lesbians are destined our destinies to be, sad and walking out to who knows where because you messed up.
We'll see. I hope not, but I'm cautiously optimistic about the future of this franchise. So
I think there's gonna be more Last of Us games. I don't know if they continue the story, but I don't think the Last of Us game is over. And honestly, if I was gonna bet my life on it, like I said, I would be okay with it continuing the story in the show. But man, I would put down at least. If I had this money, I'd put down at least 10 grand that The Last of Us Part 3 will come out in the next 10 years, 10 to 12 years. I think we get the game.
We actually did a full episode talking about what we want Part 3 to look like.
No one call me out on this and ask me for this money unless I'm rich. I'll give it to you if I'm rich, but I'm a pretty good betting woman. I'm sure that game comes out at some point, but it might be a while.
Incredible. You heard it here first, folks. Somebody clip that for the future.
$10,000. I bet $10,000 on it. Next 12 years, we have Last of Us Part 3.
I hope you got some savings going, girl, because you might be paying up. Hopefully
I can't wait to see if I'm right. I didn't say what I would do with the $10,000. I'm not giving it to y'all.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
I would donate it or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. I'm also a betting gal on my future. I feel like I might have $10,000 to spare in the future, which is really optimistic. That's more dumb than saying The Last of Us Part 3 is coming out. Okay, I digress.
Yeah.
Kayla, I have not Last of Us. I have Death Stranding 2 news.
all of your favorite things in one evening. How are you feeling?
It's overwhelming. It's a little overwhelming. I told Audrey this morning, I'm like, my girlfriend, I was just like, oh my God, it's just a great time to be a gamer, but also not a great time to be a gamer, you know? Yeah. Just so much to consume. Once again, just there's so much great stuff, and I want to enjoy all of it. Death Stranding 2 is one of those things that I will be stepping away from the desk. Well, stepping away from my desk to sit at my desk, but not do worky things, but just play this game. Have you watched any of this trailer, Kayla?
No.
Okay. Perfect. This is gonna be even better. Okay. I actually pulled up an article, and I'm gonna have like the trailer just playing in the background. Don't worry, Kayla. You don't have to pay attention and know what's going on, because even if you were paying attention, you won't know what's going on. So
yeah.
I'm just going to have it be playing in the background so people can be like, damn, Kojima's wild.
Yeah,
he's a wild man. But I did pull up an article that sort of summarizes what we've learned about Death Stranding 2 over the weekend. South by Southwest is where we got more information. And I pulled this story actually just from IGN. Wesley Yin Poole wrote about it. And yeah, I'm going to read it. Hideo Kojima took the stage at South by Southwest in 2025, in 2025 in Austin, Texas, to reveal an epic new trailer for Death Stranding 2, On the Beach. What a great title, On the Beach. We're going to the beach. Death Stranding 2, the biggest news from this, launches on June 26th, 2025. Kayla, this game's coming out in a few months. What the hell? I freaked out, Kayla. I was like, what? I didn't think this game was ready. Ready. He was talking about... It
still has time to get delayed.
I don't think it will.
No?
No. I don't think they would have showed it and had pre-order stuff ready to go if it wasn't ready.
Pre-order stuff, that's a good point.
I still don't believe it. I thought this was an end of the year next year game for sure. So, sorry, I had to get close to the camera for that, just like that baby is. Because I have to be the BB. Yeah. That's me doing the BB pod BB thing. Yeah, this game looks so freaking cool. It makes me glad I have a PS5 Pro. I will say that. I'm glad to have it.
Can I just say, I want to be in the carrier like that baby. They need to make adult-sized versions of those. I
know. I would love to be just like floating around in there, looking out, putting your hands on the glass. I guess it's sort of like a cat, and when they have those backpacks with the cat that you put your cat in, and they can see out on your backpack. I don't know what those are called. Cat backpack. That's probably cat what bags. It is. Cat packs.
Yeah.
I lost my place. Hold on. Where'd it go?
That's okay.
Here it is. Okay. So I'm going to recap some of the things from the trailer, though, Kayla. Okay? I want to see how much of this you can take in.
Mm-hmm.
The video's 10 minutes long. Features various cinematics, gameplay clips, and perhaps most notably, a close look at a character who many are already saying looks a lot like Snake from Kojima's world-famous Metal Gear franchise. The character Neil, played by Italian actor Luca, I'm going to butcher this, Marcinellini. Did I get it right? Marinelli. Okay. That actor, I've seen him before. I just don't know his name, but now we do.
Mm-hmm.
We see him putting on a bandana, as Snake does, and before leading a team of creepy-looking soldiers. The similarity to Solid Snake is remarkable. I don't even know what's going on here, but when I saw that, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. It's such a nod, such a bow.
That's fun. That's really fun. I love when people do that. That's great.
So that's pretty cool. Kojima also suggested, he actually mentioned this actor specifically would have looked a lot like Solid Snake if he wore a bandana. So I guess that's why he put him in the game. One, he's a great actor, but also Kojima just wanted to make this his reality finally. That was a very Kojima move.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
as we continue, and this trailer's long, so bear with me. The trailer also continues the Metal Gear vibes with the Magellan Man, which is a huge tar creature fused with the DHV Magellan that looks a bit like Metal Gear Rex. A 15-inch statue of Magellan Man is also included in the collector's edition. The Magellan Man appears to be...
That's what Maury meant.
The Magellan Man appears to be operated like a Pacific Rim-style mech and faces off against enormous, creepy tar monsters. Basically, it's like this tar... Godzilla-like creature thing, and they basically puts the ship on its head, and it becomes the Magellan Man. Okay,
so
just hold your horses. So you got Die Hard Man, something Man. We got the Magellan Man. There's other mans I'm forgetting, but I love it so much, Kayla. It's so weird and it's so Kojima.
I cannot.
There's a lot going on in this trailer. And not only is it just wacky, crazy, don't know what the hell's going on, visually stunning, technology, amazing. Like, you see that kiss, that on-screen kiss between Fragile and Sam. They kiss on screen in this trailer.
Wow.
You see Troy Baker's character, Higgs, this long, creepy tongue sliding out of his mouth to lick someone. It looks like there's updates to the mechanics of just using your weapons in the game. Death Stranding was fun. I will always say this. Death Stranding is a fun game. It's different, a little bit of a slow pace game if you want to take it that way, or if you jump right in, it can be a little challenging. But I can't wait to see how they build on all of those things that were really fun about Death Stranding, because it's just going to be jam-packed. And just the artistic vision. Yes, it's wacky, but there's things I see in this trailer that I've just never seen before. And I'm sure a lot of people are like, there's like at least 62 things in this trailer you've never seen before anywhere else.
Late from Lunch said Magellan may be hinting at water traversal.
I was right. That makes more sense. I was thinking the GPS. I don't know. Oh, and that reminds me, actually, he's definitely right about that. It's not the GPS. That reminded me of the GPS brand back in the day. One of the things they said about what's the word I'm looking for? The blurb about Death Stranding 2 is like, should we have connected? Because the first game's all about connection, and like Sam has like a big fear of people touching him. Like, he doesn't like to be touched, and he's trying to connect the United States back together, taking people's packages to important places for them, and bringing the world back online so we can communicate again. So he was connecting. But apparently in the second game, there seems to be some problems that have arrived. Like, there's like servers like in the beach. So maybe we've connected to the internet and we shouldn't have. That's where I'm getting at. And it's causing problems. And it seems that the game, there's different environments now. You got characters that say they're from Mexico. So like, you're traveling, we're going beyond the United States now, which is exciting. So, man, the little puppet.
So you're hyped.
It's so weird. And it's just gotten even weirder. And I cannot wait to watch people play this. I can't wait to play it. Me and Maury are just going to like, just shit our pants.
Stream it.
We're going to have to wear diapers, because we're just going to be so just bought in. I'm bought in. I don't know what's happening, but I'm in. I'm in Kojima, and it's coming out in a few months.
I can't believe it. Truly
Kayla,
can't believe it.
I've been talking a lot, and I'm so sorry you had to listen to that. Based on what you know, what I've shared with you about, I think your knowledge of Death Stranding extends to what I have told you about it, and maybe a few of our other friends. But what do you know about Death Stranding besides what I just told you? I'm just curious, and this was just for fun. I just want to know, Kayla, what do you know?
Here's the thing. Jerica so kindly gifted me a copy of Death Stranding early on in our podcast career, because she was so hyped for it. And I started it. I did. And I don't mind a weird game. I love a weird game. Like but here's my summary based on what I know. You play as a postman.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
Yeah.
And you deliver items of mysterious quantities and contents to various different outposts.
Yeah.
And you have to climb up hills.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to basically manage your inventory.
Yeah.
The story, I literally could not tell you. Like what? I know that there's a lady with an umbrella.
Yeah.
And I know that there's some weird shit going down behind the sines.
Oh yeah, it's
and
weird.
There's a baby. So
Just-
I don't know whose child it is. I don't know the paternity of the child. Do we need a DNA test? I don't know.
You might.
Maybe.
You might. I don't want to spoil it.
Monster energy drinks are somewhere in there.
Yes. Not anymore. I think they took them out. That was like a limited thing, unfortunately. It's another energy drink now.
You can pee on demand.
You can. You can pee on and like make little mushrooms. So
That's about all I got. I don't know much more, but I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. I love a weird thing in the game. So, JK Games merch diapers coming soon.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Death Stranding diapers. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, Kayla. That's pretty much
Thank you.
all you need to know about Death Stranding. I'm excited to see what else they bring to this game. You did forget to mention that Jeff Keighley's was in the first one and Conan O'Brien. So like
That's right. Yeah. What the fuck?
Who's gonna show up in this one? Who's gonna be in this one? You know? Like,
you
never know. We could all be in it. We could take a picture and Kojima puts us all in the game.
Yeah.
That would be some
a fun
Kojima
trip.
stuff.
Wow.
Well, I guess I'll
But
be
I'm
busy
excited
in
for you.
June. Yeah, and I will. I don't think you'll play through the first one, and I don't think you'll ever get to this one, and that is A-okay. Which is, I'm actually thankful because I will update you on what this game is.
I want you to.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
I want you to give me an update. And I do think that it is interesting. And like, again, I don't think that the story is intriguing to me. That's not what necessarily turned me off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I just forgot. They're adapting it into a series. I can't remember if it was a movie or a TV show. It might just be the movie, but A24, because she was partnered with them. And they're going to adapt it for the screen. So I can't wait for you to maybe take in the world that way. And I'm excited. Everyone else too. That's going to be, Last of Us is something that a lot of people can grasp. Death Stranding, it's going to be interesting how they adapt that for. A24 is the perfect production company to
it really is
be partnered with.
It is. I can't wait. And I just want to know your thoughts and your reactions as someone who's been invested the whole time. So we will definitely keep you guys updated. For sure.
I can't believe it's coming out this year. Let's go. All right.
Let's go.
I was real wrong about this one. So
speaking of things that you can enjoy with your loved ones and support each other throughout, let's get into our main topic, shall we? Our expert mode. Do you think, Jerica, would you like to start off with the reason why we are doing this episode? Do you want to lead with our thoughts on Split Fiction?
Yeah, and I mentioned this to Kayla. Kayla was like, what do you want our show to be on? I'm like, well, of course we can talk about Split Fiction, but I actually went to socials and I had to talk about my experience with Split Fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Late from lunch, thank you. He subscribed with Prime.
Wow.
Let's go. You've been subscribed for 8 months. Dang.
We'd love to see it.
I'll just do a little dance for you. What's a good Death Stranding dance? I can't remember.
Act like you're cradling a baby.
Oh, that's even better. I have.
Yeah, that's right. Aww, little Jerica Jr.
There you go. That's what you get for being subscribed to us for a while. You get a little dance, and you get to see me rock my BB. Yeah, there you go. Wow. Okay. Set that there because last time I put it back behind me, I almost dropped her. And it was scary.
Wow.
I'm a bad mother.
I love it.
Bad
mother.
Bad
Split
mother.
fiction.
But yes, split fiction. I want to talk about co-op games because once again, I can't think at the top of my head games where I can play on the couch with somebody and have such one split fiction's doing something very special. And I mean, they did it with Hazelight did it with It Takes Two as well. But I want to talk about like just co-op games. You know, it can be co-op over the internet or it could be like couch co-op. But I do think like couch co-op is such a unique experience. It's super special. I don't think we get enough of those experiences. There needs to be
not these days.
I want to get more innovative couch co-op games out in the world. I think it would be really cool to see. But it was so nice because like even for us, me and my girlfriend, big gamers, big Destiny players, like we have each of us, we're lucky enough to have our own setups where we can play and we don't have to share a space. So, but saying that, like we're separate and we're playing together, but we're not together, but we are, and it works. But like me and Audrey playing on the couch the other night was just so needed and so nice. And that like side by side, we could watch each other mess up and laugh and like in the moment be in the same space doing the same thing was so cool. Like that's so much fun. And you know, I think of Overcooked was the other game that I played like this, and it's cool. And I even just so I could like describe, because co-op experiences are different than multiplayer experiences, but they can be similar. So I actually put it in the notes. Like I'm like, let me just put the freaking definition of what a co-op game is. So co-op games are players work together towards a common goal, usually have story-driven or objective-based gameplay, can be online or local, couch co-op. Examples: It Takes Two, Borderlands, even Destiny when playing against the environment. Multiplayer games are a little different. Any game that allows multiple people to play, but it doesn't have to be cooperative. It includes competitive modes like PvP. Some multiplayer games have co-op modes, but not all co-op games are competitive multiplayer. Mm-hmm. And that's, you know, Call of Duty, Fortnite, etc. Destiny, part of Destiny, yes. But the co-op part is where I wanted to spend time on, where you and somebody else are working towards the same objective. And I think that kind of game, just, there's not a lot of them, unless I'm just like not looking in the right place. So
I think historically there's been more in the past than there are now, because we've evolved so much as a gaming society to be more online based, especially like COVID times and post COVID. Like, I think that's a really good call, what you said, because like me and my husband, we typically do play online together. And that can be in various different forms. Like I know for you and Audrey, it's Destiny. For me and Hunter, it's like Fortnite or Apex or Overwatch, one of those, with a group of friends or either just us two. But there is something so special about sitting and playing the same console on two different controllers. And I think like if you want to think of a string of games or a franchise that does that really well, it's Nintendo with Mario. So like Nintendo historically is not great at online co-op, but is good at couch co-op. So like Mario Party, think Mario Kart, obviously, a cult classic. Smash Brothers, like Late from Lunch mentioned, I love a beat 'em up co-op sesh. One that me and my husband did play before was like Injustice, which is made by Mortal Kombat, but it's like the DC version of that. That's one that we like to play together. Ryan Selvey also said Nintendo is great with couch co-op. Back in the day, me and my brother, we bonded over video games. We're only 2 years apart, so like we liked similar things at certain times. One of my favorite games of all time, and one that is a great couch co-op, is Super Mario Strikers, which is where you play soccer together. And I still won't forgive them for what they did in the remake of that game, but it's okay. It's not the worst, but it's like they could have been so much better. The original on GameCube is 10 out of 10. But overall, like I do think like it's just changed over the years. And I do think like what is really nice is the it's refreshing to see something like Split Fiction, which is very much focused on the co-op experience and like working together with your partner. I haven't played It Takes Two yet, but I know like it's very much like a couple building exercise.
Yes.
Almost like I've been told by so many people to play it with your partner if you can. But me and Hunter haven't played it together yet, but we've been playing Split Fiction a little bit. We played a couple hours. And I think overall it's really great. I think like what I love about it is that it divides up your task, and this is spoiler free, of course, but like I like that each of you have a different task. It's not just the same thing that you're doing, just on different split screens.
Yeah.
It's like actually meaningful what you're doing on one screen versus the other. Which, by the way, you can, like Jerica mentioned, for what is considered a co-op game, you can play Split Fiction online co-op,
Yes.
Which is cool that you can do that. If you missed it, our drop in, drop out friends did that and actually streamed it. If you want to go watch the first bit, Maury and Cognitive Clips, friend of the show. So if you wanted to go watch them, they did stream it. But I think overall, I'm really enjoying it. I will say, if this is a safe space, I do think some of the dialogue is a little bit cheesy.
Oh, of course. Yes. A little bit. Yeah. You're not wrong.
And it does lean into, it's definitely tropey. Like there is a definite like grumpy sunshine like trope going on, which is fine. Like I think that's okay, and I think it's like it's endearing in a way, but I definitely like there's some cringe moments for sure, a little bit. But I think that overall it's so much not even like a super, like that's the only critique I have. And if that's the only critique I have playing the game, like that's totally fine. I think the story is something like, if you know or have been listening to us for any amount of time, you know I love to read. And this is literally based off of two authors, and they're like competing for a publishing deal, and their ideas are like getting like put at risk essentially. And their stories, their drafts. But yeah, so overall, like I'm really enjoying the gameplay. It's really fun to play with your partner or with a friend. It doesn't have to be with a partner. Yeah, that's my overall takes. Game Over Cholo, welcome to the chat. Said, my girlfriend and I love Split Fiction. She identifies as Zoe so much, and I'm a Mio boy for sure. Yes, and I think that's really funny, because I think I love that it early on it presents to you the two different character types, and I feel like majority of the time you're going to identify with one or the other, and I think that's intentional of why they set them up that way, is so that like it could be very much like opposites attract situation. And also shout out to two female protagonists.
Yeah, two of them, they're both in there.
Yeah,
I was reading an interview with Joseph Fares, which y'all know him as fuck the Grammys guys from the Game Awards. Obviously, I don't know if I forgot what he said, fuck the Emmys. Since then,
something like that.
Just like a gem in the video game industry. At first glance, you would think he was just annoying as hell and stupid, arrogant, and sort of an asshole, but he's truly not. He loves making creative games. And just over the years, just learning more about him and hearing about the process for Hazelight has made me recognize that they have a special sauce. I agree with you. I think the narrative for Split Fiction is a little cheesy at times, and to me, it's not as strong as what It Takes Two had.
That's what I've heard.
I like the story a little bit more. So far,
yeah,
It Takes Two is definitely.
How many hours
have you played? We've probably played about 3 to 4 hours of Split Fiction.
I would say like 2 or 3 for me.
And it gets a little bit more involved and a little more interesting. And not saying, but the gameplay's so good. I think for the cheese, the gameplay makes up for it. But I was gonna get back to that. Joseph shared that the two women are based off his daughters, like their personalities a little bit. And I think that's his
sweet.
daughters' names too. Like, he named them like his daughter's names, which I thought was really cool. But that might be where some of that comes from, like just two complete, like not opposites, but yeah, they have their own type of personalities, might be just from that. But you're not wrong. Like It Takes Two had a little bit more of a less cringe.
Compelling.
Not cringe. That's not the right word. Just a little, it is a little cheesy.
Tropey. It's like a
Tropey,
it's very,
yeah.
Like if you're thinking of like one thing that's referenced a lot in books is like tropes.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's a certain like criteria that almost you meet when it comes to like the attitudes.
Yeah.
But I think that's like, I don't think that should sway you from playing the game because
No, the game's
of like
fun.
like you're saying, it is very fun.
It runs really well, and we'll get to this. It's way more difficult than It Takes Two. You can't just play this with a non-gamer person. Like they gotta be a little good. They gotta get good if you're gonna beat this with them.
This is good to know. Game Over Cholo said we're about 8 to 10 hours, and it's getting more real about feelings. So that makes sense.
Cool.
I could see that as it develops, especially like when you're early on in the narrative. I think that's a really good point. And I think that I don't remember how long this one is. Is it like 20 hours?
I have no idea. I didn't look up how.
Chat, correct us if you know. But I think I remember seeing that it's about that much. But yeah, I would agree that I think you need to play this one
16
with
hours.
16 hours. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good to know. High Score Weekly said, "What?" So I'm hearing as I shouldn't convince Stephanie to play because it'll just make her mad at me.
Well, I think y'all might be able to work through it, but yeah, there's gonna be parts like I won't give away what story spoilers, but it's so cool. And to Kayla's point, like, yeah, you're both doing something completely different, and It Takes Two did a little bit of that too, but with this specifically, like on screen, they're just the whole different kind of cutscene and stresses your character's dealing with is different to the person on the left or on the flip side. And it's so I am continuously getting surprised and delighted by those sort of not quick time events, but things that are challenging for one player versus the other.
Yeah.
It's pretty rewarding, and I've definitely laughed a lot, despite like some of the narrative so far. It has made me chuckle just because I did not expect that to happen. I'll have to send you a screenshot later, Kayla, of something. And I cannot wait. I'm going to put it up on our next stream. When we are going a little bit further with spoilers on this game, I'm going to share this screenshot.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. Yeah.
It's real spicy.
Yeah, no, so I think it's definitely coachable. Like if you have a partner or a sibling or whatever you want to play this game with, I think you can talk them through certain sections, but it is interesting because like Jerica said, you're not necessarily going to be doing the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
More than likely you are not going to be doing the same thing at the same time, which is what makes it compelling, I think. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm hot on it. I think I know there's some discussion in the chat about the time. I think 16 hours is great. I can't play games with a big time commitment right now. And I know Jerica probably feels the same.
Yep.
So this sort of hour, like anything less than 20 hours is like my happy medium right now. So, but Jerica, overall good impressions for you too.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah.
It's the highest scoring game of the year so far.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Definitely game of the year contender, which is why I'm glad I snagged it in my fantasy league.
Man.
Which we do have some answers from the audience. Jerica, are you cool if I share some of these?
Yeah, because I asked a few good questions.
Yeah,
and
what are questions?
Yeah, and do you mind if I really want to hear some of these because I haven't read all of them yet. I really need to pee though, like ASAP. This has gone a little bit longer than our normal episode because of the pre-reaction business.
We're almost there though. Don't worry.
I want to pee like really fast. Y'all, you can read at least leave me a couple. I'm going to pee so fast.
I have a dad joke to share. So
okay, perfect. Yeah. I don't know why I went. I don't have a list unless that's happening now, which is fine. It's just, I guess, the natural order of things. I'll be back.
Natural order of things. All right. Here's your next. Oh, read your dad joke. Hold on. High Score Weekly, you might have to bring it down for me. Where are you? I don't see it. You're gonna have to re-say your dad joke while I'm reading mine about the Bechdel test. I don't know. Oh, Bechdel test test passed, not to be confused with the pick a malt test. I don't know what you're saying, but I hope it's funny. All right. I'm afraid for all the calendars out there. Their days are numbered. No, Game Over Trollo, not the Glass of Us dad jokes. Too soon. Too soon. Late from lunch, I'm glad you liked Hunter's joke. All right, I guess I will start briefly on the submissions. Actually, I think I hear Jerica's pitter patter coming back. Yeah, I do hear pitter patter. High School Weekly said you were talking about two women in the game. The Bechdel test is when two women in media talk to each other without talking about a man. This is really funny, and of course you would have this random take on this joke that no one knows about.
I'll go back and listen to that joke, but I'm ready to hear these answers.
Well, the wonderful questions that Jerica posts in our Discord, which you can join, if you go to dropindropoutpod.com, you can find the link to join and be able to submit your questions, because sometimes we do post them on our socials on JK Games Podcast, but sometimes we get a lot of great responses and we have to filter. But the questions that Jerica posed: what is your favorite co-op game? And if you could make any game a co-op experience, which one would you pick? So first, we have our Cognitive Clips who submitted their answer. And hold on, I'm having technical difficulties. Pause. Cognitive Clips said, shameless plug for the Mori Vita and me playing Split Fiction, which we mentioned earlier. And it was a blast. Cognitive Clips also said the Borderlands games will always have a fun co-op. Halo series as well, obviously. Jerica and Audrey have a fun meet cute Borderlands story.
Yeah, it's a good couch co-op game, if you know what I'm saying. Not really. I mean, we did play a lot of Borderlands. I need more games like that.
Mr. the Human said, going to preemptively steal Jerica's answer and say Destiny, specifically Destiny 1 Vault of Glass. Would you agree?
I agree strongly.
That's a good one. Still one of the best co-op experiences I've ever had. The Nerdless said, I wish Little Nightmares 2 had been co-op. 100% agree.
Yeah, and it always like tricks me because I'll watch a trailer like, oh, is this co-op? And it's not. And I'm always like, damn.
It seems like it would be for sure. If I could only choose one game to have co-op, it would be Skyrim. There's a mod, but I mean officially designed that way. 100% agree. That would be great. Oh, High Score Weekly said this is the portion where you yell at Audrey about what co-op game she likes.
I mean, watch. I just heard the toilet flush, so she's just, hold on, this could be perfect timing. Hey, Audrey, what's one of your favorite co-op games? Huh? Oh, yeah. Sackboy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys played that. You streamed that a long time ago.
That's definitely on my list. Like, I feel like every single like co-op game, like me and Audrey have played it. It's probably one of our favorite games. Like it's just because like, yeah, we're just
the experience.
It's for you and just one other person. And it's just a way more intimate. Like I didn't mean to make that sound like that again. Intimate. It's just you connect more with the person that you're playing with, and it's just like it's so much fun when you mess up. And like that's the same thing that's happened when we're playing Split Fiction. Like one of us is always messing up somewhere, and it's just way more funny when they're right beside you or nearby and you're seeing some of the action. Like it's great.
Yeah, for sure. And then we also have High Score Weekly. I think Minecraft and Stardew Valley are the best co-op games. If I could choose any game to have co-op, it would be Skyrim. Oh, I accidentally read your part, Josh, in this also answer. I mixed it up with a different person, but I agree. Minecraft and Stardew are great co-op options. And then, yeah, Skyrim would be amazing to have as a co-op opportunity. And then we have Ryan Selvey, who is active in the chat. Thank you, Ryan. Who said, I desperately want Animal Crossing to be better at co-op. I agree.
Yeah.
Portal 2 is a really good co-op. I can't play Overcooked with my fiance because he turns into a monster, but it's so good.
Yeah, that takes someone that's got to take charge, or if you're lagging behind, don't have a lot of patience, I also can turn into one of those sometimes.
Yeah, I love a good, like, you kind of want to kill each other co-op game. You know what I mean?
It's great.
I think
bring out the true colors, you know?
Life is Strange True Colors mentioned, not a co-op game. But yeah, I also love a good like co-op horror game. There's not a ton out there. One that I really want to play with Jerica when it comes out is, oh gosh, what's it called? Isn't it? Oh, it's Haunted Paws.
I remember that. I forgot.
Yeah. It's not out yet.
When does it
it's
come
still
out?
Coming soon.
Coming soon. Okay, I didn't know.
I don't think it has an official date, but this is kind of like my indie plug for the episode. This game's not out yet, but you should go follow them on socials too, because they have a really great like online presence. But it's going to be a haunted animal, like it's a dog, 2 dog main characters. It's described as cozy co-op horror game where you will play as 2 puppies trying to rescue their human friend in a haunted mansion. Create your puppy, explore spooky environments, and defeat evil creatures. Lazy Flock is a developer. But yeah, I love Jericho. Are they besides Until Dawn is always a good one. Even though it's not officially a co-op game, I do think it's fun to like do the good old controller pass back and forth.
Yep.
During did you guys ever do that with any other games, like pass the controller back and forth?
I think before Untitled Goose Game was officially multiplayer, because I think they have like a multiplayer mode now. We did that with Untitled Goose Game when it first came out. Like we'd take turns like going through the levels.
Somebody that was on the article that you had as an option. Yeah.
That's where I was like, oh, they have co-op now. That's cool. We might need to revisit it. But yeah.
I think that there's something to be said there too, like just watching your partner or your loved one play the game and then like maybe passing it back and forth or having it influence the decision that you make.
Yeah.
Especially with more like choice-based narratives, that's always fun. But yeah, thank you all for your submissions.
That'd be a cool concept for a game though. You know, if we could ever build one, and you know, I'm not too creative, so it might already be a thing where what if like you both are playing the same story, but like imagine if me and you, I don't know how this would work, like, but a game like Mass Effect where maybe we are controlling 2 characters and dialogue pops up, but you don't ever get to choose the outcome, but the other person picks for you. So like you're playing a different character, but you're making the choices for your whoever you're playing with, your friend's character. Like I think that would be really fun and a different layer to the experience. One, you just could give them the worst case scenarios, which would be funny, but also just like keeping it fresh. Like you aren't in control, I think would be sort of neat. Or at the mercy at whoever you're playing with would be really cool. And
that would be fun.
The game I was thinking about that would, you know, it was weird because I was trying to think a little outside the box of like, what would be a fun game if I can just have Audrey boop on in and play with me? What would that be? And the first thing that came to my mind was actually Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, either one. Maybe more so like Tears of the Kingdom because you can build so many things and like pretty much like it's not, you know, a sandbox or but you can like, you know, pretty much put together anything in the world and make all these gadgets and things. Would be really cool to do with somebody. You know, I think that would be fun. Like I would love to. That would definitely bring me back to that game a little bit sooner than a new Switch would. A co-op mode, that'd be fun.
Do you know what that reminds me of a little bit is like Scribblenauts. Do you remember Scribblenauts?
Yeah, it's been I have not thought about it in so long, but yeah.
That would be a fun co-op game.
Yeah.
Like I loved Scribblenauts. Oh like my god. It was so much fun.
Pretty much creating like your whoever you're playing with just has to deal with whatever you're making. Like This is your
Yeah.
weapon. You designed
Yeah.
their weapon, and that's what they got to use to fight the boss. That'd be really cool.
Yes, that would be really fun. Scribblenauts mentioned.
Yeah.
Late from Lunch said Baldur's Gate 3 had elements of that where one player can make consequential decisions for the whole party. We still need to play that together.
I know. It's on our, like,
That would be
me
fun
and
stream.
Audrey really want to get into it. And I know our dumpster boy is real interested in helping us get that going. So maybe
Me too.
us, maybe that's the group. We get in there
That
one
could be
day.
a Saturday stream in the future.
Yeah.
Like one thing we're starting to do with Drop In, Drop Out, if you're unfamiliar, is we're starting to do like Saturday streams. So if you're joining later in the show, we're almost finished for the night. But me and Jerica are doing Mass Effect playthrough on Saturday, probably around 8 Central.
You said me and Jerica. That's not true. We've hired a specialist
sorry.
with expertise in alien relationships. Like, this lady's apparently been abducted, and she's been in space a long time and is actually going to help us out for free.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Kayla hasn't
so
talked to
glad.
her yet, but I have. I've talked to her on the phone.
Yeah.
She just needed a
Yeah,
place
of
to
course.
live, so she's going to stay here with me. And like I said, I hope I don't have to call the police.
Oh my gosh. Well, hey, that's a great way to end it, with the hopes in the future that you will get to see this lovely couple play Mass Effect on Saturday.
It's going to happen.
Thank you all for joining. We are going to raid one of our community friends. If you want to stick around for a second, we're going to go check out Mr. the Human, friend of the show,
Let's
contributor
go.
to the episode. And thank you all for being here, and we'll see you next time.
See y'all next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Follow the raid in 8 seconds.